Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Divinely Designed 21st Century Women. Today is the second Monday in the month of December. My name is Lenzine, and I'm here with Sochi, Anita, Jenny, Latasha. We may have Crystal join us a little bit later, and who's missing from the panel tonight will be Michelle and Leslie. And they both have amazing, awesome things to do. And so we say, hey, sisters, whenever it is that you all get a chance to watch the broadcast. So this is Christmas month. And I think we're kind of a little bit thematic, and I can get into all of that kind of fun stuff as soon as Anita opens us in prayer, and then we'll get to it. And hey, by the way, if you're watching, please feel free to sign in and let us know because we like taking roll call. Take it away, Anita.
Father, we thank you so much for the joy of gathering together. We ask that even those that are watching online and interacting with us, Lord, we ask that you would let them feel the power of your love through this time together. I thank you, Father, that you are shaping and molding us into your likeness, Lord. And I thank you that we get to do this together. We get to walk this journey together, Lord. And we ask, Holy Spirit, we just yield completely to you. Thank you for you to have your way in every word, every thought, every action tonight to bring forth what you want to manifest. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Now, it's interesting. Last week, we have a different panel every week. We, on occasion, are blessed and be able to all be together, but sometimes it doesn't work out. But what I thought was a lot of fun, it was we've done a lot of talking about Christmas just in the last couple of weeks or so. And it's not going to be a secret. I'll go into it a little bit more next week to let folks know we've already pre-recorded our Christmas Day and our New Year's Day broadcast because we're not working. So, and we're going to take the day off, take those days off and live life like regular people and without a single camera ready moment. Well, there's always camera ready moments, but anyway, that's what we're going to do. But as we were talking last week and we started talking about the traditions and we were talking about just different things. And now that we've had a number of those conversations. So for me, they've rolled together. I don't remember when we said what, who said it, and when it happened, and things like that. But Sochi didn't get the opportunity to really share. What I want to do, my friend, is yield to you because it's up to you when you want to. When people start saying hi, but I would be interested because I am guessing that you kind of have like a Mexican themed Christmas time. And I've seen your turkey, that bacon wrapped turkey breast that you do. I've got both here at the house. Whenever you come over, it's ready for you. So, but it would just be interesting. And then the rest of you, let's just flow and we'll see where we go with this thing. Okay.
All right. Well, growing up Catholic, we always started Christmas on the 24th, early in the 24th, with late lunch, and then just rolled into past midnight. And our meals, always have consisted of typically carne asada. That was the main dish, and then it'd be like Chinese rice, pizza. Quite an international feast, really. Candies, cookies, cakes, sodas, tamales. Grandma always made tamales, and atole, which is like a powdered and milk, and it's different flavors. Well, which is a warm drink, non-alcoholic. But yeah, it's like that's what it consisted of. And as children, we always had to wait till midnight to open up gifts. Back in the day, this year the children said, "Oh, I put my list on Amazon," and I said, "No. You write letters to Santa. You don't write letters to Amazon. Okay, let's focus on what Christmas is all about." So yeah, it's been interesting to listen to the children. I've been working many long hours recently, and so it hasn't even felt like it's hit December. It's like I look at just like, what's today, the 11th or something, or the 10th? I'm not even sure what day it is, but it's like, how did this happen? So it's been a lot of changes and a lot of, I had to reach out to my gardener. I left him a Post-it on the door because I've not seen him and I haven't paid him for November. And here we are in the middle of December. So I left him a note and he's like, oh, don't worry about it. I'll get it next time I see you. I'm like, no, we ain't going to see each other for a while. It's like, we need to make arrangements because I'm not okay that you've already completed the work and haven't been paid. So I appreciate his trust, but yeah, I got to breathe. I got to breathe. It is just nonstop, and there's some wonderful things along the way, but definitely have missed you all. It's great to see all the beautiful faces and comments. So thank you all so much. So great to be back.
That's so cool. I got another question. Anybody put their tree up yet? I have. Carlita, our friend, came to town about a week or so ago, and I have 4 Christmas trees. They're all boxed, and one is like you just pull it out and pull it up, and then we've also got little ones. So I haven't seen any of them recently, so I haven't been able to put them up. But I'm very suspicious about packages, and I got a package I was not expecting. And my daughter brings it in, or somebody brought it in, and they'd already opened the box. I was like, you don't even know where that came from. How can you just do that? But inside was this pretty box. And so, isn't that gorgeous? And so, since I actually do gift wrap, professional gift, not this stuff, but a different style. And so, everybody's like, well, it looks like a Christmas tree. I go, you don't know where it came from. We don't see a name. You don't just open a box. People, you don't know what's true. And then inside was this is like, how do you know that's safe? I don't know what's in there. That might be triggered a certain way, but I just wanted to share this. So it's this little card, which is a certificate of authenticity, and for the Polar Express North Pole kind of thing. And inside of it is this bell, which is a gift from Latasha. So I have to ring the bell. As you see, we got ornaments. So there it is. Anyway. But it was so hilarious that here I am. Everybody else is all like, "Oh, it's just gifts." I'm suspicious about if I don't expect it. Is there a return address? Who is it from? And if it happens to be a tackle box or any such thing, get out of the house and call 911. So anyway, I was asking the question about trees and decor, and if you've been over here, I've said this so many times, but my living room always looks like Christmas. I've got garland up all year long. The lights are strung. We just have to figure out which bulb isn't working to get it working again. And the rest of the house, this part of the house is all gold and white, and there's sparkly stars and everything. So this is like my Christmas room and my relaxation. But where do y'all want to go today? I always have thoughts, but I'm being nice.
We have our tree up, but it's been unusual for the past couple of years because up until last year, I was the decorator. And the entire house was decorated. I even had the table set with Christmas dishes and a centerpiece. And but last year I was busy, and so my daughter was the one who got the tree out and decorated. And that's the other thing, kind of like you, Lonsane. We normally had a minimum of 3 trees, sometimes 4 or 5, but at least 3 trees through the house. And so last year it looked kind of pitiful to me because it was that one lone little tree in the living room. It was just so not what I've become used to for us. But at the same time, it was kind of nice not having to deal with all that, because that's a lot of stuff to put out, and then a lot of stuff to put away again after Christmas is over. So I missed it, but I didn't miss it, you know. But yes, my daughter has our tree up and has it decorated very nicely. I think she did a good job.
This year is different for me. I'm not when Thanksgiving came around, I was the one shopping for the table decorations to dress the table the day before. I went to Michael's and got everything that was on sale on clearance, and got some non-traditional things to make up the table. It came out beautiful, and it's still on my table. I'm not ready to take Thanksgiving down. And I tend to also, by the time I decorate for Christmas, a lot of times it's like a few days before, and then I go into February by the time I'm taking things down. So that's kind of how I roll. But this is a different year. I find myself, because of what we've been going through and coming through um, here, I find myself preparing myself for the new year a lot. And because, like Sochi, Log White with you, it's like, the blessing of the business and all these things are rolling, and you're busy in the doing, and we're busy with the studying and the listening to the different tapes and taking everything in. I just find myself really, it's okay. It's okay, because this is a celebration for me. And my kids are in a different place also, as well as adults. So, my daughter's in and working on her next degree, and my son's getting ready to move next year. So it's just, I find myself in a place of role, in a place of transition. So it's okay. It's okay. I'm just going to go with it. And when we celebrate, and how we celebrate, we celebrate. What matters most is the day that we're together. That's where my mind is, and it's not about this or that and the hustle and bustle and everything. It's all okay. Give myself a break.
And that's funny. I don't even give Christmas gifts. Traditionally, what I give is New Year's gifts. I do have certain presents and things because I give gifts away all year. I don't wait for birthdays and anniversaries and holidays. I mean, I do those as well. But I started a tradition, I was probably broke. And so I started a lot of traditions when I'm broke. But I did. I'm not broke anymore. But uh, Christmas gifts were like, no, what we started to do as family, and even in our church, we did it for a few years. So I would adopt a family, or do the toy gatherings and things like that. But we would connect with different organizations that were blessing families throughout the season. And I have never done the one with the military, but I'm looking to do that one next time, because I haven't participated in that one yet. But we did have the Marines come, and and the ones where they're taking the toys to children. For whatever reason, I've got Toys R Us in my head. Toys for Tots is what I'm talking about. And so I've participated in a lot of those and led the drives to, hey, mobilize people and do. So what we used our Christmas gift time for was to gift other people that we would never see. So they would never know it was us. Therefore, we don't take photo ops and do all of that. But what I wanted to do, then I was like, well, January was a great time to start the new year. So, great time to start the new. That was smart. Ooh, my God, I am on all cylinders tonight. Um, but it was like, okay, guys want journals and different types of books to read based upon the direction. So I would pick a book, and I would also gift different kinds of journals based on who the people were, and whoever was spending the night at my house, because I used to have those slumber parties then too. New Year's Day even would be spent sitting there going through, and people would journal and would start to talk about stuff. So I think it's beautiful that you celebrate it all the time, that we celebrate people, that we celebrate the Christ in people. And if he's not in them, we still celebrate the fact that they got a chance. So it's very different. And I wonder also, maybe too, it's being single and having been a single mom household for a lot of years, pretty much my daughter's entire life. If you just adapt to doing stuff this way, that it's like, because you don't want to focus on singing, I'm just a lonely person, or doing any of that, but you make room for people. So it's kind of like that. So I wonder, does that, maybe that has something to do with it, but not coping mechanisms. It's just living your life and enjoying being who you are today. And the other stuff will be taken care of. By the way, hi, Miss Diane. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Rosalie. Miss Geraldine is probably gone now, but thank you for tuning in with us. And also thank you, Helen. And so I think that's everybody at the moment, but hey, everybody. And now Lindsay's going to mute herself and let the next person talk.
I love talking about the memories, because it really, even if we had a rough childhood, we can still find the joy. And so this year as we've talked before, we pre-recorded our Christmas show, and at that night I said, you know what, I got to get out because this month has been rushing by as well for me. So I decided, okay, so I pulled all the little things out, and I didn't want to get a tree, but I was like, I kind of want a tree. So Rosalie, this is for you. I put a tree on the wall using garland, and it was the funnest thing. And I have never done that before, and I really liked it. And then I made a little Christmas table that it just brought me joy. And really, what I realized is that's what this season is about, is what the joy that was given to us in Jesus, but also the joy that we see in each other, especially when we are kingdom related and we see him in each other. And it's just so exciting. And it just really just overwhelmed me with joy. And but I just really thank God for all the little things that my parents did to make our uh, our home was they had 5 kids, so my dad was the only income, so it was tight, but he never ceased, at least at Christmas. He did throughout the year, but majorly at Christmas, we would find somebody that needed help and give to them. And that was always a treasure to me. And it set a standard in our lives to be givers. And all of us are. And I really thank God for that. And I love sharing these memories because hearing each other's stories even makes me glad for the joy and the love that we have in our lives.
I hear that movie, Fiddle on the Roof, tradition, tradition. I love that song. I love that whole movie. But for anybody that's okay, because when you mentioned age, and maybe it's because of when we were single mothers and this and that, I remember there were times when there were really times. I remember one time we only had a candy cane on the tree. We had a tree, but then we put one candy cane on the tree, and that was our decoration. But we had such a great time because even though it was small, it was about the traditions, about making it fun, about spending the time together, bake something. So when you mention age, it's like, I think part of it is that as we grow older, we've already been through that. And so the wisdom tells us, make it special because we've already gone through that as a single mom. I went through all that. Oh my gosh, I'd go buy all the family gifts because of the pressure. And then my kids would go without because there was such a big onus on who got the gift and what you didn't get them. I had to go through stuff like that. And finally, I just got to a point where I had to throw all that out and just set my traditions with my children. So if anybody's out there and you're going through this, listen to wisdom here. We have years of experience. Make the traditions, and it's about a togetherness and family, and your children will adapt if that's your mindset because they only know what the parents present. So if you present commercialism, they're going to expect commercialism. But if you present the Christ and you present the tradition and the family and the sharing, that's what they know. So we set the standard because I've seen some, just most recently, some Facebook posts about kids and what do I do in this situation? Grandma's gone, or it's hard for them, but the parents set the precedent. You set the precedent for your family, for your household, and really it's our attitude and our spirit and how we walk through those things that influence our kids the most. So and I have a question. Do you remember the group of ladies when they get older and they wear the purple with the red hats? What is that about?
Well, there is a group called the Red Hat Society. I don't recall, and there's a lot of books. I'm actually going to look it up, and hey, somebody out there, you probably know. But they were, I don't recall if it was it wasn't cancer. That's a good one. So if anybody knows, but it was a tradition for the Red Hat Society. Here it is. It's a worldwide membership. No way. That encourages women in their quest to get the most out of life. Well, okay. and they support women in the pursuit of fun, friendship, freedom, fitness, and the fulfillment of lifelong dreams. I'm not wearing a red hat. I have a few. I have a lot of hats actually, but well, we're already doing that. But they are a women's movement. Okay, so of sorts, they said, and they place a strong emphasis on the positive aspects of life. Well, no hat, no pun intended, but hats off to you. Latasha has a red hat, so tip it. That's really cool. So I think it's to me, it sounds like what we try to do as women is to I remember sharing holiday kind of things, and there's the gifting and the regifting, and I never succumbed to pressure. Since I was like the real single parent, all the other my siblings were all paired off, and I was the only unmarried one all those years. And so and I worked temp jobs. My employment was never really steady. I would do three. It sounds like I did time. I did 2 years here, and then I did 3 years. It felt like it too. Anyway, so it was many times that family members, my mom, of course, and my sister, they always stepped in to make sure that my daughter had whatever was the gifts for Christmas. So she got the bikes and all of that other stuff. And I tell you what, I didn't do a lot of that. And in order not to feel, because you can feel helpless, and also you can become resentful if it feels like everybody's doing everything and you're never able to do anything. And maybe that's where it started with me, to want to go out and reach out into the community, because I knew we were blessed. And I knew that there was nothing that my daughter was going to go without. I already knew. All I had to do was ask. And my family is amazing because they don't overwhelm you or override, but as they were telling me, that's my niece or that's my granddaughter or whatever. So I'm going to do for her like I do for my own children. And it was very, very precious. It still is to this day. It's a little different now because everybody's scattered, and even though we live in the same town, the lives are very different. But I created traditions, as you were saying, and that's not my favorite song from Fiddler on the Roof, but yeah, I like Anatafka. But 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 it still is. It's who can we help? Who needs to do something? Do you need a dinner? I've been known to, if a friend and they were broke or they were going through something, and it was like they had a really big family but no dinner. It's like, well, I'll bring dinner over, because it doesn't matter. I buy turkeys all year, so I've got them. And or whatever it was. And then you call somebody, hey, what do you have to do this? And next thing you know, what do you have? You have a family dinner. I love family dinner. I get overwhelmed sometimes by the folks when it's family dinner, but I love family dinner. I love the idea of family being defined by who is in your heart, as opposed to who you might be connected to biologically. And it opens it up for a lot of people that don't fit the mode of whatever we're thinking fits the mode of kingdom or Christianity or whatever. But it's just like, well, come on over. And we mix the cultures. We have all kinds of different food. It's not just chicken and waffles and bacon. Uh, but we mix the foods up, like what you were saying, Tochi, about what you all do. And then, because the tamales at Christmas are a real big deal. The flan is a real big deal. And then there's for the Italian families, there's, okay, what kind of is it lasagna, of course, and what's going to be served from that way. And so you've got, I mean, come on, we are like the most blessed people if we cross over, that we get to be affected by so many different cultural or national meals. And even though there is that thing where they're talking about, you know what I'm going, Jenny, yes, we've got this with raisins, and we have this with raisins, and they make all the traditional food. Oh yeah, that's with raisins. It's like, no, it's not raisin bread. No, okay, no. Anyway, I'll be quiet. If you're talking, Geneva, you were muted. Go.
Okay, I was going to let Anita go. I'm sorry. That was too funny. It's, and the thing that we're all saying here in this is it's all about what we focus on. For those of us, especially, like, it just hits home, I guess, because I was one too, the single parent thing around Christmas, the holidays, and you can either focus on the fact that you're a single parent and you're doing it all on your own and you don't have or you can focus on the things that actually matter, and the fact that you are together with family and you have friends and those things. And that's the key, and that's the thing that we have to take with us beyond the holidays too, to every single day. What am I going to focus on today? Am I going to make it the good things, the positive things, the things that I can um, see light in? Or am I going to feel sorry for myself and throw a pity party and stay right where I'm at because there is no future in it? I think we're better off, far better off, in finding the joy in the small things and giving thanks for the things that we have, instead of looking at the things that we don't have, because that's what's going to carry us. Those are the things that God wants us to appreciate, the little things, the things that matter.
I hear the song, All I Want for Christmas is My Two Front Teeth.
I miss Michelle's necklace. Michelle, I miss having you on here, and your necklace, it always brings me joy.
Yeah.
And I keep thinking about North Carolina. I was going through our photos. We talk about family meals, those beautiful dishes that we all pitched in and made. Oh my gosh, so beautiful, so delicious, and it was so fun.
All I did was dessert. Remember, I didn't. I'll give you some lights there, just in the background. There you go. So I was hoping they wouldn't annoy anybody if they were playing all there. So we got our Christmas lights up. Okay. That was fun. Go ahead, Anita. She's thumbs up and then doing this, that, and the other. And
I was just laughing when you started singing that song. When that song came out when I turned 6. Okay, and so I had lost my birthday's in July, so by that fall I lost my 2 front teeth. So my mom, that was one of my Christmas gifts. And I thought it was the coolest song because I felt so weird. Every child goes through that. And so then I thought it was pretty cool. But that just brought back another wonderful memory. I love it.
Well, I thought of it though because I was thinking, what is the gift that you would like, that it's like you may gift yourself that I gift myself, and like the poinsettias are nice, but I love flowers. So Christmas flowers, I might not, because I might not, but things that are simple, that it's like if you were trying to help somebody to get to know you, level 1, this is level 1, because we mentioned relationships, and there are people that are out there in brand new relationships, and I want to honor them as well, because it's not like Valentine's Day when you got nobody and you're sitting there calling your friend like, well, if I had somebody, he'd probably do this anyway. I used to do that when I was bitter. But let's help some people. So if you're, she's in a business, she's in retail. So, hey, do a plug. Why not? But what would be like recommended gifts for, they know they like each other and this is their first time, or they like each other enough that they're going to kind of experience the other family's Christmas or something. Helen would tell you, you can always give tacos. Tacos are a wonderful Christmas present. What do you think, Sochi?
Well, if you're just starting out and you're ready to go visit a family for Christmas, you're really going to know you're going to accelerate that relationship real quick. it is what it is, right? It's just might as well see this is the family. That's the aunt that does this. That's the cousin that does that. You don't need to say it. It shows. But I think the best gift is time. I think that is the best gift, is to be able to share time, because that is the one thing that is limited. We only have so much time. And so that to me is like the biggest gift, is to be able to spend time with people. And this year I didn't host Thanksgiving. I'm not going to host Christmas. And for me, those days, we go big. And, it's like my cousin brings over an array of desserts. I've got an array of food. My brother will come over. The kids, I get everybody involved, because it's a family event. And so I don't care if they're washing carrots, they're going to do something, the kids, because I want, and then the joy that they get when everybody else is enjoying what they help prepare, so that, to me, that's very important to bring the family in. And this year, someone else is going to get to do that. And I get to show up, which is weird, because I love decorating everything. I love decorating the table, just making it special for them, and mainly the kids, because they're the ones that are going to grow up and create their traditions and have their expectations of what these holidays are supposed to be. We play loteria. We clear out the table and we start playing loteria and start playing card games, not like question games, and just really a really nice time to get to learn more about the children and what they're all up to. But just it's fun. It's fun. So I think time is the best gift. You start getting material gifts, and that just keeps accelerating, and it's like, oh, I already did that. What's next? And going back to the fundamentals and the love, and showing people how much we love them by what we do for them, And so yeah. And Jenny, I gotta plug Dr. Baker's 5-day challenge here, because when you were talking, I kept thinking about her challenge. I'm like, that's what we're learning. That's what we're learning during her 5-day challenge. It's like, yes. So yeah, so I would say those.
Optimizing our brain. Yeah, that's,
yes.
Boy, am I ever going to recommend that one. I like the gift of time. Time is, I agree with you, best gift ever. It is. It's wow, quality time. Beautiful. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to mute because I'm talking. I got lots to say.
Well, especially in reference to what you started this question out with, which is those who are in new relationships. Because in a new relationship, you really don't know enough about the person to pick out a thoughtful gift, a material item. And so making plans, taking time, that is an event, it creates a memory, and it gives you an opportunity to know that person better, so that the relationship is either going to grow or, we're going to say it's going to grow, because we're on the positive note today. But that's the thing, and that's for anybody out there that listens to this. Take heed to our words, because those are the things that are going to matter. Those are the things that you're going to remember 5-10 years from now. You're not going to remember some expensive gift that you bought for somebody that you didn't even know. Take time, make a special memory, create something that is special for just the two of you together. And that's true whether it's a romantic relationship or a friendship.
Okay, but I got to ask you, if it were a romantic relationship and it was the first time, would you want to create a memory? Is that more of what you're thinking? Because I just had this idea. What would tell me whether or not he could, oh God, I'm going to say it wrong. Take your time. Don't say it that way. I'll tell y'all backstage. I won't say it this way. I was going to do it again. But it would be the thing that said, "Yep, I think you're a keeper," or at least it's a memory, and it's nothing but fun, but it's got the potential or something. So, is there anything that you would think, "Wow, man, the kingdom man of God, the K-Mog." Sorry. What kind of things would it be? That's for everybody, of course, but what kind of things would it be? And let's stay with time, and let's just bless people now with
Mhm.
gifts of time and how you could spend that time, be it local or long distance, things that you could do within the time. You got anything? I'll go last. I got something. That's the only reason I posed this question.
I think the best way to learn something is to go on like a day trip in the car. I think you learn so much about somebody when you just take a little drive. How do they do in traffic? How's their temperament? Do they open the door for you? Are they chivalry? All those things. They're gonna pay, not pay. Okay. All those things. And then how do you, like, if there's no plan, don't make a plan to just like drive and like, what do you want to do? Well, what do you want to do? Are they going to do what you want to do, or are you going to end up doing what they want to do? All those things. You learn so much about somebody on a day trip, I think.
You do, and I think the wonderful thing is if the relationship is new and you're getting to know each other, then to ask, what do you like to do? And then choose something that would be something that you both want to do. And it's funny because a lot of times if there is the potential there, there's going to be some things that you like together. And one of them for me was doing little day trips or around the season change, going to see the leaves changing. There's in Oklahoma, they call it the Tallahena Trail, and it's through they're hills to you all because you actually have mountains, but they call them ancient mountains. But anyway, you can take the Tallahena Drive through the hills and see all the beautiful fall colors and things, and it's just really it's really breathtaking. But I also like to go look at Christmas lights and things like that. Um, or just even if it's Easter, to go look at different church fellowship. I like to go to. Sherry used to love to go down to the Greek Orthodox Church on Christmas Eve because it was so ornate in the celebration, and they had all beautiful decorations and everything. And so there's things like that. So that's what I would do, be a quiz. But I think the road trip would be a really good one too, Latasha.
Yeah. I'm with Helen on this one. It's like, well, I'm gonna do a day trip with somebody. There's got to be some pretty strong potential. I'm not going to be stuck all day with someone to be like, oh, I think I left the turkey on. Got to go back.
Yeah, maybe not a first date.
No, I was keeping it in Helen, you won the prize today, sis. That's classic. Long distance, so that if it doesn't work, well, you do your vetting. But I was talking about even if it was, I'm sorry. For me, here's one I thought would be kind of fun. And there's enough of you on here that do the same type of thing that you would. Can he sing or will he sing? It doesn't matter if he can sing, but will he sing? And that to me would be the word that comes to mind is duets. So that to me is fun. Now, if he doesn't think that's fun, it's like, okay, well, at least I know. Do you read out loud? Okay, because these are time things that it would. Then you're getting to find out literary taste if there is such thing, or uh, I'm keyed in towards long distance because I talk to people that are long distance in those type of things, but even local. And I'm going to go ahead and do what I do. Oh, I love it. Helen said, "Did you say?" She said, "Oh, she's waiting. You need to come on. We've been telling you that for the longest time. So you're coming on in 2024." Um, because Esther, she's like, "No, not the." So there's a lot of comedians out there. And it cut both ways with the guys too. It's like, I forgot I have to take my mother her medicine. I gotta go. It's just my dog or my cat. My cat can't stay alone. I gotta go back home. I have a bird, and if the bird and the cat are left alone, bad things could happen. But I was thinking also with the thing that is decent about long distance relationship is the exercise of restraint, because I would guess that my sanguine self, my highly affectionate, you know what I'm like, y'all, person would come in, and it's just, jingle bell, hugs, and stuff like that. And so I would be on my best behavior because that's what I'm supposed to do and be. But if it does work out, then you go going and lead us not to temptation. That's just me. I'm throwing that out there because there are people that it's like, hey, you got to have your boundaries in place. And you build the thing with any relationship. Let's just say time over the phone, because I know most people use this to text. I use it to talk. Apostle Michael Fram actually had the bravery to say about me I think it was last week when I was on his program, that you don't get to have a short conversation with me. If you're going to talk, it's going to be at least, you need to invest an hour and a half. No, I think 20 minutes is good. It's going to stretch because we have 5 closes, but at least it's a 20-minute conversation with 5 closes. And so it does take up a little time. And it's not like that with everybody, because some people I'm like, oh, I got to get off this phone. How do I get that's when texting, if I move you to texting only, there's a reason. I haven't done that to anybody. I'm sorry. But that's kind of the thing, is you're testing the boundaries. You're testing is not gauging, assessing, finding out. But I think that when we say that, we're still talking compatibility as opposed to assignment. And you learn how, I think it's adapting, and it's also learning how to find what parts of us we get to keep and what parts of us God wants to get away. And maybe He brings somebody into your life, be it holidays or any other time. Maybe He brings that person in your life because there's some things He's wanted to work out of you, and it's going to take 2. I think of some of the things that I know are probably not so cool, but I'm not necessarily required to change them. And I don't mean terrible things. It's just how you live in your own house by yourself versus how you live in your house when you're sharing it with someone else. And there are things that you do, the way that you cook, like I know how to burn all kinds of food. And the reason that I know how to burn so much food is because when I'm cooking, if I get distracted, then I'm like, darn it, and I'll eat it. So because it's just me, unless it's really terrible, like completely changed color and it's looked like it should be going on a fire, then most of the time I'll eat it. And that even includes burnt bacon. But you can't serve all that. I mean, I know how to cook, but when it's just me, then there are things that I do. I can be careless about life, or not my life, but just the way I am, that when you're with someone, you want to consider them. And so I think that it's to stretch out and bring out our considerate side. It's not the side of us that wants, oh yeah, I want it. And so I'm all sweet and I'm adorable and I'm all that. That's not the side that's going to be ministered to. It's the other side, as my mom would say, the other side of the coin. It's that side, the half-baked part, the part that God says, well, when you're completely done, the benefits to the rest of this world are amazing. So maybe that's part of it. How I got over there, I don't know, but whoever you are, you got it. There you go. You're welcome. So
Well, for me, part of this too is because I have no idea, first of all, okay, the difference between new relationships and starting relationships and all those kinds of things in the past where I've done them from an earthly level, and knowing that future now I want it to be kingdom level, but I don't even know what that is yet. So it's hard to even imagine what starting a new relationship would be like because I don't imagine dating. I kind of imagine having conversations. That's why, like Helen said, and you did, it's the long distance is kind of easier to imagine because it feels safe, you know? It feels like it would be a safer option, um, on a couple of levels. Um,
Remember what
but
we said about the bathroom, Geneva?
yes,
Tell them about the levels, even in a long distance relationship over the phone.
but somebody that's actually had a long distance relationship would probably be better at that than me because I'm just imagining at this point. I really don't have a clue. It's I mean, what would I don't know.
Well, we were talking about friends, and we were talking about like when you're on the phone. I don't know how many people are not aware that if you happen to be on the phone with someone and you walk into that little chamber in your house,
Yeah.
the acoustics change. Everybody knows you're in that room. There's no doubt that you're in that loop, even if it's a cavernous room. We know you're in there because it has a special sound that it gives off saying they're in the loo. This is where they happen to be. And I said, well, there are degrees of relationship. In the beginning, you either hold it and you just keep talking until you just can't take it anymore. And that's when you have to say goodbye abruptly. Why? Because for whatever reason, you don't want them to know that you ever have to go there. And then you get to the part where you've been getting to know each other a little better. And you say, can you hold on a second? Because I need to go. And so, oh yeah, I'm going to do the same thing. And there's two, I remember Anita and I used to do this all the time. Me too. We'll be right back. Cause we were doing a nighttime Zoom kind of things. Right. And then you get to the level where it's like, okay, yeah, sure. And you take them with you with your headset and because you don't, and I said, if you did not mute, then let them hear not just the sound of the flush, but the sound of the water. And if it's a guy, hear me, gentlemen, and you're talking to us and because they have taken us there many times. I'm like, la, 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 I don't want to know. But if you took me there, then please keep me all the way through the performance, a standing room, a stand-up performance. I don't want, no, stand-up performance. And let's hear the sound of applause and the rushing of water. Please give me all of it. So I think those are degrees. I'm sorry, Jenny, but you did say that we did talk about that. So I think that's a fact.
You're right, we did. And it's a transparency that needs to be done. Wash them hands when you get done. All right, somebody else.
I was cracking up because when you're talking about kingdom, is it kingdom? Is it, what would it be like if it is a kingdom relationship? And Pastor Lanzini, you said, well, expect to be half baked. It's like you come in half baked and then you start getting, because it's not compatibility, it's assignment. So that blew my mind on our, you guys will see. Stay tuned for the New Year's session. An epiphany happened in my mind. My brain blew up. And all this emotion, and oh my gosh, because truly it was like, okay, kingdom, is it assignment? And if it's assignment, then all these things, it doesn't matter how compatible you are, it's the assignment, and all these things are assigned to come out of you and to refine you, which blew my mind. I don't like that, but if it is, you have to let it work in you. And so expect, I thought you said half baked. I'm like, okay, now you're gonna poke me with a toothpick. Right in the belly. That's what it's like, Jenny.
Well, there are other connotations that go with that half baked too, but we won't go there.
That, what Rosalie says right there, that is absolutely so true. That it probably does have more. I mean, I'm not thinking about the people that do the online dating, though I know a few couples that's how they actually came together, is that that's what they did. And so no, I'm not coming with that. But it's still the ones that end up marrying. I know a few that, that's how they started, and they did, and they're still together. And it's been a lot of years since that happened because there was that thorough vetting, and also I think it was because of the time they talked. But I know of others it didn't work out because the person was learning the cues to say the right stuff, and so it was more like a predatory kind of thing, and it did not work. So that's where your prayer time comes. I think that, of course, you want to know, can I pray with the person? But I don't know where that comes in terms of priorities. Maybe sometimes it starts with praying for the person, and there's you, how much of you are you really, or do you come up all front, uh I'm a prayer of this, and I'm a this, and you just so insistent on being super girl, super Christian girl, or super kingdom girl, that you're boring, frankly, because it's like, I know he needs to know that there's no hanky panky, and there's no this, and there's no this, and all that other stuff. I'm thinking, no, he really doesn't need to know. If you just be you, he'll find that out. I think we just need to lay it all on the table. No. Well, go ahead. I mean, if that's what you want to do, but it would have me running. I think that it's more so when a person just tells, this is who I am, and these are the things that I'm thinking. And I don't know how often does this ever happen where he actually comes out and tells you his intentions? Because most of the time I think women do it, and they're like, yep, I already see it, and I'm going to wear this, and this is going to happen, and this is going to happen. And it's like, I think you're I don't know. See, because I don't know how all of that part works, but I know most people have rules about it. They got rules about the relationship, and this is the way it is. Like, you're not even in it. You're not even 5 minutes in the thing. You don't even know if they like chocolate. And is that a deal breaker for you, or is it not? Because what you're bringing into it is your knowledge of you. And what's the deal breaker? Is it let's do the real religious stuff? Is it tattoos, or is it I mean, I'm not going to do that, but you know what I'm saying. It's all those different things. It's like, well, how does that work for you? And because oh, it can't be God. It can't be God if he likes to ski. He knows what I went through with the traumatic and stuff. So it could. You see what I'm saying? And I like what Rosie is saying here too, where she says you can say too much just online, and the predators, the tactic is to glean off of you. Right? Exactly. And they do want to do it, and it's easy to find you in terms of things like that. So I think it's just that's where friends come in. That's where friends are for. That's when you have married friends like Michelle, or you have, we have, of course, our apostles and so forth, and you have your accountability group. But I really think level one of this is your friends, because your friends are going to do something that, and say it the way we say it. We're watching each other. What are you like with this person? Have you gone off the grid so we never see you? Because if that's the case, no, I don't like him already. I mean, it's like, are you going to put his name and fit his name in everything? We're talking about the difference between building blocks and AirPods and big screen TVs. And he has and he has this, and okay, I know that's going to happen. So we can gauge that. But are you still you? Are you becoming your best you, and it's authentically you? Or are you trying to turn yourself into what you think he wants or she wants? Because it's men in that as well. That's what your friends prayerfully are watching you and saying, who are you today? You know? Oh, I went so serious. I'm sorry. We were talking about Christmas and no teeth and stuff like that. I'm sorry.
Sometimes it has to be done. it's it is fun, and it is lighthearted, and it is, but at the end of the day, we got to check ourselves and make sure it is kingdom. So a little sobriety brought in here and there is a good thing.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Where's your little bell? No, it's good. This is good. That's what I love about this platform is that we speak truth. We talk about the hard things, but at the same time, we find the humor in it, and we can laugh at ourselves as we go through. Because I can tell you that the way I'm walking through things is completely different than I would be walking through it if I didn't have you guys. And that's why I'm not going to get derailed, and I am going to have a successful marriage in my future because I'm going through the hard things now, and I will have because I have eyes all around me, and it's safety. I love it, and I love all of you guys.
I like that, Latasha. We do know that as moving forward, those of us who are not married, which happens to be all of us tonight, that if the Lord has this husband for us, which I believe he does, that it will be this group that is, number one, help prepare us by sharpening our relationship skills, and number two, to watch over us, because, you know, with relationships, we've all had issues. So there's all been blind spots. So you all are the extra eyes to help me see and to help guard me in the Holy Ghost, because I know you guys love me enough and have shown that through these last couple of years and how we interact even when it's hard. I love it. And that is priceless. And to me, that is key if you're going to find the right person. You need a group that knows you.
Sochi, go ahead.
If I can smell their cologne, I'm in trouble. Yep. But it's okay. We all like been acknowledged many times, is like having friends that keep us focused, that keep us when we're starting to derail. It's like, this way, come back. It's like, hey, you're getting off track here. So, but yeah, just a little comic relief that, yeah. But thank you all. It's great to be back.
Good to have you. You know what's interesting though? What you said, and I think Helen or somebody mentioned it. When you meet the person and meet them in person, if it's that or online, because there's a lot of those, it is the way they walk. It is the way that they move. And the way that they smell, or the walk, the style, the everything, and it's not even making the best impressions because people think it's being all dolled up and stuff like that. It's really not. It's your everyday persona. And one of the things I can say to all of you that is very lovely is you being on here, you're honing your skills of just being very relaxed and just be authentically you, in any environment that you happen to be, because we're learning the strength that to be me is the best person. And it's not about trying to either measure up to someone, because I don't think of it as measuring up. I think of it as stepping down to try to meet anybody's expectations other than God's. But it's that we don't know how many people watch us. We go a lot further than sometimes the numbers show at night and things. But the one thing that happens is that if whoever you are, it starts to come through. And when we've met people, you all know this already, and we're really out of time, but I'm going to say it. When we've met people, they recognize us because it's the same person. We look different, we're actually not as tall as we appear to be on TV, but we look different a little bit when you see us, but after you hear us or talk to us, you realize we're the same person. And that's what I think it's about. That's the best gift that we can give anybody, especially those of you that watch us, is that we're going to give you us. We're going to give you the authentic us. So we want to bless you tonight and thank you for joining us. We are actually going over our time, and I thank Kingdom First TV for the grace to be like a minute over. But I do want to say to you all and all my sisters, friends here too, we want to tell you thank you so much for being a part of this and participating. One more week. Next week, the 18th is, I think it's the 18th, whatever day it is our last live one for 2023. So you don't want to miss it. I don't know why, other than the fact that we're awfully cool and we really love you. And we want to thank you. Join me tomorrow on Kingdom Conversations. I think I have a guest. If not, I'm just going to keep talking on behalf of the missing two, which is Michelle or three, Michelle, Crystal, and Leslie, and then myself, Lindsay, Latasha, Anita, Sochi, and Jenny. We want to bless your week and tell you have a good time and, do something amazing for somebody. Smile, love them, hug them. We love you. We'll see y'all next time. Good night. Oh, yeah. What is that thing? You're not just designed. You are truly, honestly, authentically, divinely designed. See you later. Bye.
Thank you for watching Kingdom First